We had the S14 for, do you know, 6 months?
What?
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A. Christine and I, we went ahead and posted on our social media that we're going to be doing a Q&A. So a bunch of you guys went ahead and sent us questions. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be answering you guys questions pretty much about everything and anything. But first off, let's just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Blaine and this is my wife, Christine.
Hi.
But yeah, so let's start off with the YouTube question. Darkness said, why did you guys move from Hawaii and why did you both get rid of your coupe and Zenki back in Hawaii? Well, the main reason why we moved here was pretty much to broaden horizons. Christine was the one who really pushed for it. I kind of just asked her out on a whim one day and was just like, what do you think about moving to California? Because we had an opportunity to move here and she really pushed for it. So here we are today. The main reason though is because at the time, like, she had just given birth to our daughter and the cost of living in Hawaii, as beautiful as it is really expensive. But there's just a lot more opportunity here. But yeah, and why did we get rid of the coupe and the Zenki back in Hawaii? I originally got rid of my S14 because we had our daughter, but then I also ended up upgrading to the 350Z, which is the main car on the channel right now. Other than Christine's car. We kind of sold her car, the coupe, back in Hawaii because we're planning on moving. So we didn't want to bring that with us.
Why did you guys decide to start a YouTube channel? Any tips and tricks to get started? Well, Blaine started the YouTube channel. The
main reason behind this channel is to pretty much showcase the growth of the car as well as us as people in our journey of building the car. Tips, so as far as YouTube channel, I just recommend is just take what you have. You don't need to have the most expensive equipment out there. You can even start off by just using your phone. Just go ahead and film. At first it's going to be very uncomfortable to talk to the camera. The more content you put out, the more comfortable you'll get and the better you'll get at it. And another important tip is don't jump into this YouTube thing thinking that you're gonna make money off the bat. I personally didn't do it for the money. Like I said, I did it to document the builds. It's just mainly right now, it's just a hobby for us. We're not making tons of money, which is the reason for, you know, just like our merch and stuff that we have is to just to help supplement the income from a regular job to upkeep this hobby that we have going on here. So when you first start, just continuously do it for growth. And don't do it for the money, just do it for the passion and learning a new skill. Sakura Drifter said, hey, my question is how did you guys meet and how you guys get involved in cars? You guys make a great, happy, loving team. Me and Christine actually met when we were still in high school. I'm a little older than she is, but we kind of just met through mutual friends. We hung out together and then she actually pursued me. And then we made this thing here. But yeah, so the second part to that question is how did you guys get involved in cars and you guys make a great, happy, loving team? I've always been involved with cars. I guess it kind of just rubbed off on Christine, which is pretty cool that we get to share the same passion and hobby. Turo Campo said, what do you do right now for a living if you don't mind answering and sharing? So I actually work at Tesla Fremont. I work very long hours. I work the night shift there. Aaron Le Robinson said, advice on budgeting or maybe like how to save money. One big thing I could say is to pretty much just stay home. Don't go out to eat at restaurants. Don't go through the drive-through. Pretty much if you're gonna eat, go to the grocery store, get your groceries that you can make multiple meals with, and then cook it at home. You're gonna spend tons of money just going out to eat at the restaurant. You know, like you grew up with your parents telling you like, oh, we have food at home. And when you have your own family, it kind of clicks. Julius Passion said, what up, Blaine and Christine? What a part of Hawaii y'all from? Who does all the cleaning chores in the house? Any chance of visiting Seattle so we could collab? Would like for you to review my build over at my channel. So me and Christine are from Oahu. I'm from Kaneohe, from the east side, born and raised. Christine?
And I'm from Pearl City.
Who does all the cleaning and chores in the house?
Me.
No, Christine does a bunch of the chores. I can't lie, but I am getting better. I'm trying to get better, but as the rest of the guys out there know, like, any chance of visiting Seattle? We actually just went to Seattle last year. Went around September for her birthday last year. We went to Seattle and Oregon. So we went to Portland and Seattle last year, and it was amazing. I actually want to go back. Demon 100 said, Blaine, who taught you how to work on cars? My dad started my passion for it from a young age. I've always been around cars, and he actually bought me my first tool set. It started me on the path that I'm at today. What part of Hawaii are you from? What school did you guys graduate? Like I said, I'm from Kaneohe. I graduated from Castle High School. She went to Pro City High School because she's from Pro City.
How did you start learning how to fix cars? Do you think your daughter will be a car person too when she grows up? Well, I learned how to start working on cars because of Blaine. So that was how many years ago? About 10 years ago.
But this is her first like official project of her doing like all the work, which is, like I said, why we're doing the YouTube, to pretty much showcase her growth as well as mine in our cars. It says, do you think your daughter will be a car person too when she grows up? I think so. You think so? Yes. She thinks so.
No.
Yes, she's gonna grow up to like cars. We're gonna instill it into her. She's gonna see it every day. She's gonna rub off.
No.
Okay, so KA24DET. That was the original plan since we did rebuild the motor. I'm not too sure if that's still the plan. We're looking at different options right now. Just laying everything out on the table.
Hope everyone here is safe and healthy. My question is, what motivates you and what do you want to pursue in the car community for the future? Is your goal to make it to SEMA, drift professionally, or is this just a hobby that you both enjoy?
As far as what the future holds, I don't know. If it does lead to SEMA, I've been working with multiple different smaller companies, but I have yet to actually have a bigger company jump on board. But if one day that opportunity arises, then of course, yes, I would love to jump in and take on a SEMA project. But as far as drifting professionally, right now, I don't believe that I can afford to do that. A lot of sponsorships come when you go into the professional world, but it also costs a lot of money because you need to travel and all this other stuff. And to be honest, it's gonna be kind of hard to do that with a family, especially a younger family like mine. But as far as drifting, like, I feel like that's just a hobby that I can do for now. Devil Z Pilot said, say you love me. So Shiro, love you, bro. He has a super sick 350Z, low and slow, Las Vegas chapter. Check him out, his car is super dope. BG Savage says, y'all each get 20K to build and buy your dream car. What are you guys spending it on? If you got a dream car right now, 20K, build a car. What are you getting and what are you building it?
It'll probably be the same thing, the 4-door R32, and then just wheels and suspension.
If somebody gave me 20K today and told me to build a car or buy and build a car, I would probably get, I prefer the JZX 100s, but I would probably get a 90 because those are going for a little cheaper right now. And the power plant in that is good enough for what I need, so I'll probably just run with that. Plus it's a sedan and I want a sedan drift car, so yeah. Bezeni Boy said, when can I come visit? Fun fact is, when I was younger and I first got my Zenki, Benny was one of the guys that I looked up to in the Zenki world, and I actually got to meet him when I went to Seattle last year. Shout out to you, Benny. Jeremy said something that I can't say. Reverse Orca E46. Explain where Diamonds on a Budget came from. P.S. You have the best looking Z33. Thank you very much, man. As far as Diamonds on a Budget, it kind of came from friends when we were younger. It was kind of like a joke that kind of turned into what it is now. I know it sounds kind of corny, but it's like, you know how girls like diamonds, and the diamond for us is the car, and we build our cars on a budget. That's kind of what it was. It sounds kind of funny, but it kind of just turned into what it is, and a lot of people ended up liking it, which is kind of just what we took and ran with. So yeah, Gabriel said, any interior mods for the 240 or the Z? Or custom headlights for the Z? As far as nothing really major, I kind of like to keep it stock. I did black out the interior on the Z, same like we did on this car here. We have a shift knob, but it's mainly just functional. It's a full interior drift car pretty much is what it is. Of course, I would like to do bucket seats, but right now Christine actually drifts in the car too, so I can't have a fixed bucket seat because she can't reach the pedals. Eventually, when this car gets fully functional to where she can drift it and stuff on her own, then I would definitely like to put a full cage in it, a bucket seat, custom headlights for the Z. I actually had a deal lined up to get some custom HR lights made for my car, but the deal kind of fell through. But the dude was cool enough to give me my money back. So if anybody out there wants to build me a custom set for deals, let me know. But as far as right now, I'm kind of just sticking with the regular DE headlights. Odd Adrian said, do you like your 350Z more or your old S14? Pros and cons for either one. I'll always be an S14 guy, I believe. I do like my S14 more, but I think it's more so because I've had the Z for a while now. Now that Christine has an S14, I kind of fell back in love with 240s. Pros and cons for either one. I like the style, the body style of the S14. It's more of a coupe. This is more of like a hatchback on the Z. Power wise, like stock form, the Z blows the 240 out of the water. When we first rebuilt this S240 behind us, I remember getting on the gas and I was like, is that it? This thing doesn't go anywhere. The Z by far is not like a rocket ship, but compared to the S14, yeah. Odd Adrian also said, does Christine miss her old coupe or has she always wanted an S14?
I like coupes better, but I wanted something newer, and S14 was just something that I've never had before, so that's why we got it. And now that I'm working on it, I feel like I'm starting to like Zenke's better.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of her answer, my first 240 was actually a fastback, and I ended up trading that fastback with an SR. I traded it for a stock Zenke, and I couldn't have been happier with the trade, honestly. I believe the S14 is a better looking chassis, although I'm a 240 guy, hands down. Odd Adrian said, also any paint and clear you recommend for budget builds? I've been using Speedo Coat Clear and whatever base I can get on eBay, just seeing if I'm missing out on clear/paint. So I actually get all my paint on eBay or online. I haven't made any connections here. Back home in Hawaii, I had connections at a paint store, but I don't have them here. So we've just been using the budget way, which is go online and look for cheap paint. And so far, it hasn't let me down. I used eBay clear paint. The yellow on this car is actually from eBay. I just added pearls to make it more bright and lively. As far as the clear coat, yes, I did. I use Speedy Coat. I just used it. I'm actually happy with the results of it. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I use the same stuff that you guys can get, because here we try to do everything on a budget as well. Ricky Steve said, I've noticed you like to mold and make custom things for your car, which is really sick. Was it difficult learning all those techniques, and is it still hard when it comes down to make the decision of making something from scratch? That's a good question. What's up, Ricky? Long time no see, bro. Learning the techniques isn't really difficult in my eyes. I've always been one to wanting to learn and grow in knowledge, not just cars. Like I tell everybody, when you're trying to learn something new, don't be scared to make mistakes, because that's how you learn. So as far as like making the 326 spoiler molded to my car, that was the first time I did it, and it turned out way better than I expected it to. Me cutting my fenders to make the vents, that was the first time I did that as well. A lot of these things that I do on the channel, honestly, is my first time doing it, and I'm kind of just winging it, and it actually turns out better than I thought it was going to be. So I think that a lot of the times people are afraid to just try because they're afraid to fail, but I think that's the best part about working on a car, is learning from your mistakes, and in my case, things turn out better than I thought they were. When it comes to down to making the decision of making something from scratch, is it difficult? Yeah, it's kind of just hard, like figuring out how to do things, especially like I said, if it's your first time doing it. But that's the best part, that's the fun part about doing a project. Like for this here, this was my first time installing metal flares on a car. Same with her, like this is our first time doing these things. As far as like how we did the metal lip to the fenders, I take a lot of my inspiration from the JDM culture. If you watch these videos of these guys, the Japanese guys making the cars and stuff, they're doing it like outside in the dirt, and their car comes out like show quality. So if you can take a little bit of inspiration from that and like how we're doing it for ourselves, like I think that goes a long way. Next question. I always love the new parts you get. Could you possibly go step by step in something more recent with fiberglass? I would love to see more of how you fit fiberglass parts and techniques on getting around it. Yeah, I can go more in depth. It's mainly just cutting and seeing where you need to extend if something doesn't fit, you know, just seeing where it needs to be and then cutting it, getting it there. But yeah, I'll go into more in depth in some more videos in the future. Sloppy Joe said, is your brother Brad single? Just have to know. Yes, my brother is single. We'll introduce him more into the channel. As some of you guys know, there's an S14 in my driveway. That actually belongs to him, but we'll go into more in depth on that and the plans for that in the future.
Cody said, how do you extend your rear bumper?
Cody actually asks this question every single time and he's just trolling. So if you guys are wondering, I just cut the bumper like in half, lengthwise. Dropped it down about 2 to 3 inches. I epoxied, fiberglassed it, and then I ran it like that for a bit. It looks really cool. I'll put some pictures up. And then after I got bored of that, I went ahead and added the diffuser, which is what it was before I went ahead and put this new bumper on. So in case you guys are wondering, it's just fiberglass and epoxy and just imagination really.
Nimbus just said, ever considered an S12 project?
So an S12, have I ever considered an S12 project? I haven't considered it just because I've always been a 240 guy, like a S13, S14, but I do like seeing those builds, the older JDM builds. Like, it's cool to see people that keep those builds alive. Like my youngest brother, he actually just got a 86 Z31. So I like the older JDM style. I would love to see him build that one up. As far as the S12 goes, I think it's kind of cool. Done up right, that thing is legit, but I don't really know too much about that platform in general.
So which Skyline would you guys get besides the R34 and R32?
So personally, I like the older Skylines. I'll get the Hakosuka or the Hakosuka, however you want to say it. It's the 70s Skyline. I've always liked how simple and classy that thing looks. I like that Skyline. It looks really classy and it doesn't look too sporty. It kind of looks like a luxury car, but I kind of like that. Especially slammed like with some wheels. I think it's cool.
Those are cool. How long have you had the S14 and what inspired you to go out with this one? We had the S14 for, 6 months?
What? We had this thing for like a year now.
We had this for a year already?
Yeah.
Not. Is this not that much progress for 1 year?
This is a lot of progress for 1 year. For somebody who'd never done this before, like this video if you're proud of her.
Oh, it's been over 1 year. Oh, that's crazy. It didn't feel like that long. What inspired me for this project was
how dope my 350Z is. No, I'm just kidding.
Blaine's car made me want to make my car how it is right now. It's not done, obviously, but it's
a lot closer to the end product for the first phase. Like I keep telling her, she wants to do a lot of changes to it already, but I told her just finish what you're doing and later on down the line we can go ahead and change it up.
How is your life different from having a car hobby there than compared to living in Hawaii? In Hawaii, I feel like we drove our cars a lot more than we do now. We like never drive the cars. So
Hawaii, there's a whole bunch of loops that you need to jump through just to get your car drivable on the road. That's the cons about living in Hawaii. Also, buying parts. You pay for shipping on everything. Here we got free shipping, or the shipping cost is barely anything. Hawaii, you're spending almost the same price of the part just to get it to you in Hawaii. So it's a lot cheaper to be a car enthusiast in the mainland, or California, or in the States, I should say, than it is to be in Hawaii. And also, we don't have any tracks in Hawaii. There's no outlet for car enthusiasts in Hawaii to actually use their cars. So, yeah, like Christine said, we used to drive our cars a lot, but we didn't really drift it. We just drove it on the street. But other than that, like here we can actually like drift and drive. It's just way better, hands down, to be a car enthusiast in the mainland.
Whatever happened to your old coupe? We sold it before we moved to California, but I think that it's still driving around. Somebody has it and daily drives it or something in Hawaii. Yeah,
I'll see pictures of it on Instagram from time to time. Yeah. It was parted out, so it doesn't look like how it looked like when we owned it. It does still have the two-tone paint on it, and the over fenders, but it doesn't have like the wheels and stuff and the body kit on it that it had back in Hawaii. All that was all taken off. Okay guys, so that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys give us here on this channel. We couldn't really do this without you guys. All in all, you guys motivate us to keep doing this, to keep putting out content. All the kind comments that you guys leave, I'm very grateful that we do not have any haters, at least barely any, and you guys are always there to back us up if anybody says anything bad in the comments. So I really believe that we do have one of the best communities here on YouTube on our channel.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much, like I said, for the support and the love you guys show. You guys are literally the best. If you guys go ahead and order merch, we do try to send them out the same day or the day after, depending on when you order it. We do have a restock on Surikawas coming on the website. If they're not already up, they will be up soon. Thank you guys so much for all the people that already did order and support this channel. Like I said, a little bit goes a long way here, so every little bit counts at Diamonds on a Budget here, guys. So thank you guys so much for everything, all the support, and we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right?
Peace out and stay good.